All right, guys. It's a TRANSworld Podcast. We have another show tonight, and we have a very special guest, Daya Carter. Daya and I have worked together for some time, and he actually did the theme song for TRANSworld Atlanta, My Life. So thank you so much, Daya, for joining us. I'm Raquel, your host. My co-host, Malik Santiago. Malik, tell them a little bit about yourself and go into current events and shout out. Thank you.
So yeah, you'll get to know me when this film drop. It's the TRANSworld Podcast and other things that we got going on with the brand of TRANSworld. But in the news, I want to speak about kids across the state going back to school. More states expect schools to keep trans girls off of T through 12 class. So what's going on around the world is, as children across the U.S. head back to classes and practice for fall sports, 4 more states are expecting their K-12 schools to keep transgender girls off of their girls' team. Kansas, North Dakota, and Wyoming had new laws in place restricting transgender athletes before classes resume. And Missouri law takes effect at the end of the month, bringing the number of states with restrictions to 23. Man, so that's another barrier that we're dealing with. And our youth are depending on us to get out there and vote and do things so they don't have to go through these transgressions. They're just trying to live their life. But it's, we just got to get out and vote, put people in places that can protect our kid as well as ourselves. I want to highlight tonight Toni Bryce. She's an actress, creative, and trans activist. She played, I probably would butcher this name up, but Nindy on P-Valley, which airs on Stars. So tonight, I just want to give a shout out. She's doing things. Her name is Toni Bryce. She was also Bathroom Girl number 3. Toni Bryce.
Toni Bryce, so cool. Daya, before I get started and before we jump into the conversation for tonight, I want you to introduce yourself, tell them a little bit about you, what you do, who you are, before we get started.
Alrighty. Well, hello, everybody, and thank you both so much for having me tonight. Again, my name is Daya Carter. I'm a singer, a songwriter, a stage host. I teach dance. I do a little bit of everything. Like, I love all things art. I'm from Columbia, South Carolina. I've been entertaining all my life. My dream is to be an entertainer, and not just for the success, but to be an example to the younger LGBTQ plus community. Oftentimes you don't see us shown in a bright light in the media. They have gay men play the same role. Typically you're flamboyant, or your love interest is someone that's BL or someone that's extremely flamboyant. And from the outside looking in, I am a girl, but on the inside, I really am still a boy. I'm still a gentleman. I'm a man. And I want to show the world that you can truly be yourself and still be loved, still be admired, and still be appreciated. Like, being gay, people always ask me, because everybody wants to be politically correct, like, what are your pronouns? And I tell people, you can call me anything you want to, but the B word and the N word in the argument. Like, my pronouns are pimp and player. I don't care about nothing else. I'm just myself. So,
Pimp and player.
That's me. That's it.
Pimp and player. So you can say he, she, pimp, anything in between.
Right. You just don't call me the N word. So I'm
Well, wait a minute. What's the N word?
anything.
What's the N word?
It starts with an N and end with an A. And
Oh, nigga. Yeah, I don't think you better call any. I don't think you can call any of us a nigga. I think that'll be a bad thing for some folks. But
and if you're arguing, don't call me a N word. But that's gonna offend me.
Because he gonna get this chair.
Hello. Anything else I'm cool with, but watch your mouth when it comes to the mean word. So
okay.
that's
All right. So before we get started, guys, we want you to know that we lead with love on this show, and this is a safe place. We have lots of conversations around love, mental and physical health, support, community, and we love to have these conversations with our people, by our people. With that said, if you guys have a topic that you want to talk about, don't hesitate to jump in our inbox and send it to us, and we'll make sure we cover that topic. Today, we're going to talk with Daya about relationships and dating as a non-binary person, and the good parts of it, the bad parts of it, the highs, the lows, but just what that's like being non-binary and dating. Daya?
Like the kids say, it's very ghetto. I am, and the problem is outside of me being literally right in the middle, I'm very confident in myself, and confidence also scares people away. I've say I've probably had 3 or 4 real boyfriends in my almost 29 years of living. And some of my past relationships, people love Daya. They love the diva aspect, the star aspect. They love the little clothes. They love the long hair. But then when I come out of my Hannah Montana mode and I'm back to being a regular Donovan, my boyfriends have just been like, I don't really like masculine you. I like feminine you. And vice versa, when I date feminine boys, they love that none of my boyfriends touch door handles around me. They love that I'm really quick to find a solution to a problem like the man in the relationship should. But the minute I have to go to work, the minute I'm on stage and I'm in my 15 chills and my hair is pressed, they're just like, oh, you just turned into my homegirl real quick. So it's really hard to find, somebody who is confident in dating me and being able to, because, you know, people is always in gay male relationships, there's always who's the top, who's the bottom, who's doing this, who climbing, who back. And a lot of times it's hard for younger, well, you know, because I've dated older men too. It's hard for gay men to be able to stand up and say, what goes on in my bedroom is not your business. My man loves me, he respects me, and that's why we're in this relationship. So this is hard. I'm single.
So you're single. So for those of you who are listening, Daya is single. But I'll tell you, on this show, we talk about what happens in the bedroom. We have lots of sexual conversations because people frankly want to know. I do respect like the privacy of your relationship and not discussing details. But I think one of the things you and I have talked about in our personal conversations is maybe you need to date a masculine woman and or a trans man, because I think either could easily appreciate all of you, the feminine side, the masculine side, and it doesn't matter. Now, I know because ideally you date men, you typically date men, but I would challenge you to be more open, because I think, I don't know if love comes in the form of a particular gender per se. I think it comes in different packages. We just had a conversation and someone said on the show that, you know, the love of your life may not come in a shiny package. It could very well be what we consider a stud. It could very well be a trans man, trans woman, whatever the case may be. A lot of times, especially with younger individuals in their life, I think they kind of limit themselves to, I only date men. I only date 600 men.
So I have actually experienced it another way. And I'm also say this. I know I said in my last statement was, mind your business in the bedroom, but tonight I'm all yours. You can ask me whatever. I have no filter. I'm going to be myself. Let's get into it. But so my last 2 relationships, I've dated younger guys, and what I'm starting to realize, the younger generation is just so much more fluid in general. Like, even females that are younger are more open to dating bisexual men than older women. And the younger guys that are coming up are just like, and when I say younger, I mean like 23, 24, 25, not kids, but like just people in their earlier 20s are more open to dating in general. But the problem that you run into there is a 23-year-old, a 24-year-old does not have the same life experiences with me. And there's a lot of stuff that I have already done. And in my career, there's a lot of things that I do that somebody 23, 24 can't do. Like some of the clubs I perform at, you have to be 30 and up to get in. And I'm just like, this is crazy. I can't date you because you can't even come in here with me. That's weird. So it's just, that's what I'm running into. But let me tell you, today I saw the finest trans man I have ever seen in my life. And you know I'm real bold. So if I think you're cute, I'm going to tell you right there. I don't care if he's straight with your baby mama, gay with your man. Excuse me, can I give you a compliment? You are very attractive. That's just me. Because
so you approached this trans man today?
Yeah, right. And I saw him on Facebook, added him on Facebook. He added me back. And you know, when you like somebody, you think somebody cute, you play that game where I'm going to like a picture. Let me see if you like a picture back. I ain't had time for that. My birthday in 2 weeks. I went ahead and messaged the boy. I said, hey, I'm not going to waste your time with the like a picture game. My name is Daya, and I think you are very attractive. But then he wrote back and was like, thank you for the compliment, da-da-da-da-da. And as you can see, just as well as I can see, my name is, and he told me his name. So that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, because don't get smart. But then I said, you're absolutely right. I can see that. But the difference between you knowing my name is Daya and knowing that I'm Daya is two different things. That's why I stood in your DM. That's the type of person I
am. I do think, and Malik, I want you to jump in, because Malik is trans. Malik is a trans man, and Malik is in love with a trans woman. And Malik was very judgmental. I'll never date, and I'll never. He was one of them. And he is falling in love with a trans woman. And I think age does play a part. Maturity plays a part. It is difficult to identify as one thing and be sexually attracted to another. So gender and sexual preference, totally different. And I think it's scary for all of us, right? When you, like for me, I've been lesbian. I've been bisexual, then I've been lesbian. And now I'm starting to feel kind of fluid. I'm kind of sneaking into that. And it's not scary, but it's like, what does that mean really, Raquel? Like, you would date a trans woman, a trans man? Yeah, probably, if they came with the things that I want. That
I feel the same way.
Okay, well, you need to move to Atlanta probably, because I think Atlanta.
I could never. Atlanta's too fast for me. I am a Southern belle, and I want to feel safe in my home. I love Atlanta to work, but to like be in Atlanta, y'all have too many lanes on y'all highways for me. I can do it.
Okay, so you thinking about traffic, boy?
I'm thinking about how much my life would change if I leave Slow, South Carolina, where I am the queen of the city, and it has to go to Atlanta, and it's 5 billion other black gays who want to dance across the stage and everything else.
Louis,
so I don't like to compete.
Oh, well, competition is healthy and competition is good. Wherever there's competition, there's typically success and financial stability. Malik, I want you to talk to only dating women to now being with a trans woman, and kind of what opened you up to the idea of it.
So, yeah, so all of my life, except now, I've only dated cisgender women. My last relationship, I was with my ex-wife for almost 20 years, and kind of grew apart. So due to my transition, because that's who I am now, is not who she fell in love with. Moving forward, before I was discovering myself, figuring out who I was. I was very, very, very judgmental. I didn't understand how trans men could sleep with trans men. I never was attracted to trans women. But when I transitioned, my whole way of thinking changed. And so now it's like, here comes this woman who happens to be trans, and I fell in love with her. And so it taught me that it's not about the gender. It's about who you are as a person. And I fell in love with that just happened to be trans. Mm-hmm. So here I am today, completely in love. I am going to marry her. And I wouldn't change it for nothing. Mm-hmm. So I just truly believe that it's about the person. It's not about what's between your legs, it's just about the person.
Yeah. And so now I'm going to go into the sexual parts of it, because the reality is it's different. Like, we can, say, hey, it doesn't matter. And it doesn't really matter at the end of the day, but it is different. It's different because you're doing some stuff you ain't never did before. It's just different. Okay. So you said that you were open to having these type of conversations. So when you're wearing the masculine hat when you're with the feminine guy, and then you're wearing the feminine hat when you're with the, vice versa, right? What is it like in the bed? Do you switch gears? Are you sometimes a top? Are you sometimes a bottom? Are you whatever the relationship requires? Do you have like these certain rules where I'm not doing this, I can't do this? What is that? Because I think you're in a very unique situation with having to make all these decisions because you are non-binary and you are dating men that are masculine and feminine. So what is that like?
So for me, in my dating, I'm always the same person. The only time I switch from masculine to feminine is when I'm on stage. But in my regular life, I am always 100% me. And what 100% me looks like is I look like a girl, I walk like a girl, I talk like a girl, but I'm really a boy. And that's just what it is. And so even like in the bedroom, I am a Virgo. My birthday is in 11 days.
Very brave.
And if I love you, I am a freak. Like I like to pleasure my partner, and I like to be pleasured. And whatever that looks like to my partner is what it looks like to me. I like to do it all. But because I know how nasty I can be, and I know how good I am at everything that I do, I can't just live with everybody.
Okay.
So that's another reason why I feel so comfortable being so free in the bedroom, because I know that I can be free because whoever I'm laying with, I love. Yeah. So it don't matter if I just 6 inches off and still have them on. If that's the night you want me to top, I'm top. If you want me to bottom, I'm a bottom. Whatever is for that moment, that's how I am.
And I think that's unique. I think I am a woman who traditionally dates very feminine women. And I'm typically the more dominant, but I'm okay either way. I can take it just as well as I give it. I'm very, very fluid as well. And the same, like whatever my relationship requires, but I typically like what I like kind of comes in a package, right? So typically I'm with the one that wants to be penetrated. But I don't know. And I think about this all the time. I think whoever God sends, that's right. It doesn't matter. But just sitting here, like, some things I'm like, man, I gotta do that every night, every time. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It would have to be real good. And I'm gonna tell you, girls fake orgasms all the time. All the time. It's like 9 out of 10 times she faking.
So I'm 48 years old, and there are only 2 people that has ever made me have an orgasm.
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying?
What's
So,
the answer there? When did you start? Because if you just started like last year, then you're doing good. But if it's been a couple of years and you've only had 2 people, that's crazy. And I'm sorry to hear that.
but you know what? I can say the same thing. 2 people. Only 2. Only 2. And I'm not going to tell you how many women I've slept with because I don't want my kids to know. But only 2. And I've been around the world. I've done almost anything you can think of.
That's what it said. The contact.
And remember, I was in a 20-year relationship, so.
Oh, but see, that's why. You spent 20 of your years doing it with the same person.
Kinda.
And there's nothing wrong with that. But that's a long time off the market.
But even before that, and after that, it's only been 2 people.
Yeah, I mean it's so I know like for me, I have to love them because this is the deal. I can probably live without my partner giving me an orgasm because I can handle myself. But in a perfect world, yeah, you want to be with somebody that pleases all of you, whatever that looks like. But I do think, like, as a woman, it doesn't happen that often. So you're not like bent out of shape. You know, you're not gonna whine and cry about it. You just, if you talk to it, you talk about it with your girls or boys, you just kind of say, yeah, you know, eh.
Okay, so as a woman, I know you said that you've only had 2 people that you've been around the world, but does that mean everybody else didn't have good sex? Or is sex still good, you just don't orgasm?
Sex is still good, I just don't orgasm. Correct.
Well, how do you label it as good sex if there's no happy ending?
Well,
how do you know it's over?
What do you mean, how do you know it's over?
Like, that thing done over here until the confetti car. So, like, how do you know when it's the end of the sex?
Well, for me, if to please the person that I'm with is more important.
Right. Uh-huh.
And like I said, I can handle myself. If that's what I need, I can take care of it. So if I please the person that I'm with, then I'm pleased as well.
Yeah.
So I mean, but like I said, most women have this story. It's not uncommon. We probably don't talk about it a lot, but if I had 10 women, 9 of them would say the same thing. Oh. Absolutely.
So unfortunate. Well, not if you said that if you get, honey, I hated you, but I'm glad it ain't. I'm a fake.
I understand. I think as I get older, it's probably becoming less important. As I get older, I've been married twice. I'm going through a divorce right now. And yeah, as I get older, like, I know I've probably said this to Malik before, I really can't see being in a relationship. So everything is kind of, yeah.
I literally just said that to my mom a couple of hours ago.
Yeah, and I mean,
I don't want to say I've given.
I just want to be free,
but I just feel like I'm a friend because nobody really desires me right now. Like, I'm really working on being the best me that I can be. And relationships are distracting. And what I'm learning is so many people were raised by crazy people. So they don't have morals and values. And like,
that crazy thing real. Crazy is real. Crazy is real, baby. I think you know what I mean when I say that.
Absolutely.
I think, I don't know. I think relationships can be a distraction, but I think when you're with the right person, it's an addition to your greatness. I believe in love. I believe in all that it can be and all that it is. I just think finding the person is where the issue comes in. Because when I think when you're with the right person, then it just all comes together the right way and how it should. For me personally, I don't know. I don't see finding that person for me, but I believe in love and I believe in the power of it. So I think you see some relationships, they thrive. They're not distractions. They thrive because they feed off each other. They support each other. They're giving. Everything's a give and a take, and not one partner giving, not just one partner taking. So I think they can be a distraction, but I also think when you're with your person, when you're with your soulmate, when you're with your life partner, I think it's a benefit to who you are and all the things you have going on.
Yeah.
I 100% agree.
And I tried to fight my relationship because, like I said, I had never dated a trans woman. And that's just something I wasn't into. I tried my hardest to fight it, but that's what I would have. I mean, even so much so, to the point to where when we first had our first sexual encounter, I went home and tried to wash her off. You know how, like, if somebody got raped?
Yeah.
I went through, like, oh my God, did I that, like,
so, I didn't know I liked it.
You know what?
I think, I don't know. I think the power of love is very real. I just think love is not easy to come by. I think people use the word very often. It's an easy word to spell. It's an easy word to say, but to give it and display it and show it through action, I don't think it's easy, which is why so many of us have had bad relationships or failed relationships, failed marriages. But I do believe in the power of love. And I think that when you meet your soulmate, you're just better. I think all your greatness should be shared with someone. It's just the right someone. Right? It's better when you can share it. It's better when you can take the ride with someone versus taking the ride by yourself.
I feel the exact same way.
Yeah.
And it's we. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, it's scary. Just touching back on people crazy. My generation, you know, my mom and dad are almost 60. A lot of my friends' mom and dad are in their mid-40s.
Whoa.
So it's a big difference in how we were raised. And it scares me because, like, everything you just said, I completely agree with. Like, I really do feel like love is a superpower in its own. I feel like when you find that one person, y'all really can conquer the world. And again, I love hard every way there is. Like, I love my friends, I love my sister, I love my parents, I love my family, I love whoever I'm dating. And there's so many people in this world who weren't raised on it. Like, I was raised on love. Even to this day, when my dad sees me, he's so excited and so proud of me being myself that he still treats me like a kid. And so many people are just like, oh, it's really good that you have your dad and you and your dad are close, because a lot of gay men don't have that. But even when I performed in Augusta the other month and all I had on was a blazer and heels and I custom made my blazer, my dad, I looked at the photographer page and my dad is all in the comments on the photographer page bragging about how I make my own clothes. But I'm like, how did you even find this? And so I tell that story just to say, like, I've been around so much love all my life that I think some people are placed here.
This meeting is being recorded.
I feel like some people are placed here to give love. And whenever I feel really lonely, I feel really sad. And this may sound silly, but this may just be what I'm starting to tell myself, because I am starting to give up on niggas. But God is the love that I look for so often that I feel full. And God gave me my talent and put me on so many platforms for everybody else to love me and for me to give them the love that he puts into me, that sometimes I fear that I may not find the quote unquote love of my life. And my love is my music, and God feeds me the love that I need when I feel alone. And that's only because I really feel like there's so much love in me, and nobody has ever, except for my mama, my daddy, my sister, has shown me that they appreciate that love.
Yeah, it's tough. Like, I don't even like having the conversations anymore. I think, like, sometimes, a lot of the times, not sometimes, when, you know, we're out a lot because of TRANSworld. We're going to switch gears a little bit, but we're out and about a lot doing things with TRANSworld, and we're meeting a lot of people. And I meet people, and, you know, they are very nice. They wait until after we've done whatever we've done at the end of the night, and they're like, you know, love to take you out. And I'm kind of like, oh, you know what? I'm going through a divorce, and I'm, you know, not in a space to date. And I probably met some really awesome people, right? But I don't have the mental capacity, I think. And, you know, even with going out, because I've gone out with the one person and hung out, and it's cool, but I'm kind of like, so I'm
Right.
still in that fucked up space. On the other side of grieving, because I think, you know, whenever you're breaking up with someone or divorcing or whatever the case, there's a grieving period for everybody.
Right.
You want to be with that person or you don't. Like, even if you hate them and you like, oh, I'll never do that again, there's still a grieving process because you've tied in energy and time. So I don't know. I think for now, I'm really focused on, you know, all things film, TV, entertainment, podcast, pageant, TV, writing, because that's my happy place right now. So I think when you say God feeds you through your music and gives you the love that you need in this season through music, I believe that. Because I think I'm getting what I need in this season through my work. But I don't believe that anyone should die. Everyone should die being loved the way they want to, the way they need to be loved. Everybody deserves that. If only for a season, you know, if only for a moment. It is better to experience it than not experience it at all. So I'm thankful for the moments where I felt the height of love, right? When it was so, so good. I don't know if I'll go back and do it again. But I'm thankful for those experiences, although they came to an end and one, a horrible end. But I'm thankful for the height of love and what it felt like, even if it wasn't real, because I do believe, like, if it doesn't really last, I don't know if it's real. I don't know if it's real. I don't know. Like, I'm the kind of person, like, once I love you, I'm gonna love you for life. And I don't have to talk to you ever again. And I can love you, and care about you and want you to be well and want you to do well. But I don't have to talk to you, especially if you done me bad, right? Especially if you know, didn't do me right or treat me how you should have treated me. I can still love you. And I think that's a God thing for sure. So, Daya, let's switch gears a little bit, because we know that. So wait a minute. So Daya is open to dating male, female, cis, trans, non-binary, all that. So if you're single, Daya said he is very single. So don't hesitate to drop in his inbox, because he is, you know, direct. direct. So
right now.
you don't got to beat around the bush.
Think twice about it.
You don't got to beat around the bush. Just jump in that inbox.
No. That's not what I said. That is not what I said, ladies and gentlemen. Stream my album 27 first. Make sure you like the music. Then jump in my inbox.
Then jump in. But they real quick, Malik is one of the producers on TRANSworld Atlanta. We shot season 1, and you did the theme song for us, My Life. Can you talk about your writing process really quick, on how you came up with My Life?
So when I got the request to do the song, I just came off of my show, which was called My Lifestyle. And as we were filming the show, it was about gay men growing up in the South and, trying to make it in the entertainment business. And I felt a song in my spirit at the end of that, just knowing everybody's story and just seeing how different and how we were so much alike and we were so different. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, you think you know people based off of social media, and you think you know people based off of, just like other people on reality shows. But until you actually walk in those shoes, and it took me walking in those shoes behind the camera outside of my regular life, because, we show one thing on shows, and then you want to put your best foot forward. So until I was able actually walking into the shoes of somebody who was behind the camera and putting this show together, I didn't realize how much people did not get to see into our lifestyle. And it just made me think about how much people think they know about living as a trans person because of what you see on social media. And you see the hate that trans people go through, and you see the glam of trans women, and you see amazing transformations of trans men, but you don't actually walk in those shoes, So that's what the opening line, let me take them out, walk them out in your shoes. Do you think you can make it? And I ran from there. And I also wanted to show that it's not always negative, because again, when you think about trans people, it's always trans lives matter because something negative is going on. But like in the chorus where I say, I'm living my life for me, living my best life. And that's really what all walk in the LGBTQ plus should be about. We're going to go through stuff. People going to hate. People going to question. People going to be confused. But at the end of the day, learn me as a person and realize that I'm just living my best life just like you.
Yeah. So as the executive producer of TRANSworld Atlanta, I couldn't be more humbled and grateful that you wrote it, got in the studio, mastered the song, and said, here you go. I appreciate you. I love you. I support you in all things that you do. And I appreciate that you're always a call away, always a text away. And, when I call Daya, text Daya, if he doesn't...
No, I'm perfect.
I know. If he doesn't respond instantly, it's always within a time frame that is still current. You know what I'm saying? It's not 2 days, 3 days. So I appreciate you. And beyond just us working together, also being my friend when I needed it the most and saying some difficult things to me in a very difficult time in my life, and being able to say, you deserve better. You need to do better. Like, a lot of people, they love you, but they don't want to step on your toes, right? They love you, but they don't want you to be mad at them. And I think you definitely said some very difficult things at a very difficult time in my life that I needed to hear. So I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you so much for being you. We hope that we get to see you at either the premiere or we got so much going on with TRANSworld Atlanta, but we hope that we get to see you, especially at the pageant. We hope that you perform the song at the pageant, which is
I will be at the pageant.
Yep. And the premiere is on a Wednesday night in Atlanta, so that may be tough for you to come from Columbia on a Wednesday night, but we have a premiere on the 30th of this month, which we kick off Black Atlanta Pride. If you are able to come, you will be our special VIP guest. is September 30th, and red carpet, and you have to dress to impress. Boy, August. Yeah, I don't know what it is with me in September. I want to be in September because it's so hot. But August 30th, and it's coming up. It's like 2 weeks away. But if you can make it, you will be our special VIP guest. We would love to have you. But if not, it's okay. We got a lot of stuff going on. But Atlanta Pride is going to be crazy. We are busy all weekend doing things with TRANSworld Atlanta. So maybe we'll connect. So I think you're performing in Atlanta.
I am that Sunday. When are you coming to Atlanta? Saturday night, because I have a hosting engagement here Saturday during the day.
Okay.
And I had all of the intentions to be there on the 30th. But I got in trouble at work today, so I can do nothing for a minute. But I will be there. And matter of fact, I got in trouble last Wednesday too, because Beyonce wanted to bring her ass to Charlotte on a Wednesday instead of a weekend. And
wait a minute, you saw Beyonce in Charlotte and in Atlanta?
That's my mama.
Okay, because you know that B ticket was not cheap.
It's my birthday, and my sister decided to have a baby on my birthday, so I'm not having a birthday party this year.
That's right. You told me that. Cool. Well, cool. B was awesome.
And I needed the inspiration because things have just been a little funky in the universe lately, so I wanted to see Beyonce to just be like, okay, this is why I'm going so hard.
I was so inspired. That's what I wrote on my post. I'm inspired to be better. I'm inspired to go harder. And I don't know what perfect is, but if anything is perfect, she was perfection to its fucking best.
Inspired is the word. That's a quick story. The first time I saw Beyonce, I was in the 5th grade. So I don't really remember that time, but I remember the moment. The first time I remember physically being there was in 2009. I saw Beyonce at the Bojangles Coliseum, I believe, in Charlotte. That venue, I looked it up while I was there. That venue holds about 22,000 people. And I remember at the end of the concert, confetti came out the ceiling, and I grabbed a handful of confetti, and I was like, this is for good luck. Now, when I saw her last Wednesday in Charlotte at the Panthers Stadium, that venue has 84,000 seats in it. And I know that my love Augusta Pride headlining show in June does not compare to 89,000 seats. But just remembering seeing Beyonce at the 20,000 people venue and picking that confetti up, and then Wednesday when the confetti shot out the stage, but only the people on the ground, I was like, well, damn, I want to get some confetti. Oh, it ain't no ceiling here because there's 100,000 people in this building. And that's how much Beyonce has grown since that time I remember seeing her. And if I give up, I will never have this moment. So I have to keep going. And that is what I took away from that. And I was just, because Augusta Pride was 16,000 people. And I just put the post up yesterday. I performed a song that I wrote and one of my closest friends produced and made the beat for in front of 16,000 people this weekend. And that, for me, for some reason, still wasn't enough. I was just like, that's just a pride. So anybody can do a pride. But seeing Beyonce Wednesday in front of them 100,000 people reminded me why I go so hard. And if I give up, I will never, ever get here. So, Beyonce girl, because I know she's going to be watching, that's my mama. She's going to be turned in. So, Beyonce, thank you. I love you.
Yeah, man. I've seen Beyonce 6 times. I'm a bit older than you. And I remember the Formation tour like yesterday. And I remember saying, this lady danced all night and sung all night long. And I didn't think it could be better than that. But baby,
oh, right.
She is getting better with time. It was something. I left inspired to be better. So I know what you're saying.
She did the old drop last night.
She dropped last night?
Yes.
I gotta go find it. When she had that, yeah, when she had the fan, I said, the B is perfection. But yeah, so we gotta wrap up. We can do this all night. I love you so much.
I love you. Thank you.
You are welcome. Malik, take us into sponsors, man.
All right. So,
And it was so nice meeting you, Malik.
likewise, I'm going to see you. You got my support as well. So here on It's a TRANSworld Podcast, we are creating a safe space for our trans brothers, sisters, and our non-binary counterparts to be able to tell their truth. We would love to advertise your business on It's a TRANSworld Podcast, and we're looking for community partners and sponsors. For more information, reach out to myself or Raquel. Follow us on social media at Raquel, that's RAQUELRT3, at TRANSworld ATL, and you can follow me at #1 gorgeous_church boy. Also, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Dreamcatchers Production. Thank you.
Yes. It's always a good time at the cookout, guys. We thank you for hanging out with us. Until next time, we want to leave you with why we do this. It's a TRANSworld Podcast. It's to educate those about the trans and non-binary experience, and to highlight the importance of equality, because we are all human. We want to explore diverse experiences, challenges, and triumphs throughout our entire community, and show that we love each other and support each other. And more importantly, that love is love, and this is a safe place. Until next time, it's a TRANSworld Podcast. We love you guys. We'll see you soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you.